Yeah, well, I had the privilege, and it was a genuine privilege, to work with a variety of large multinational corporates, and got to see a lot of different kinds of leadership. Some that was really great and really empowering and had a great impact, and some that was not so great. Some that you see the problems and the issues and the breakdowns that happen because of that. So it made me really curious, what is the difference? What makes really great leadership? What is that special secret sauce that makes that work? And what is equally the sauce that makes something not work? So I set about, on this great journey of curiosity. And there's always learning, right? The one thing in leadership is it's lifelong learning. And a big part of it is letting go of the need to know, and to just get curious and say what's going on, what's possible, and what do we want to create from here. Okay, two really good questions. I'll start with the first one of what makes it go wrong? It's a lot of things, and in every circumstance it's slightly different. Sometimes it's to do with a really toxic environment, and so there's a work culture that has come up and people have just developed some really bad habits, some really bad mindsets, and some very negative biases. Really, the biggest thing that I see at the heart of leadership that goes wrong is when there's a lot of fear-based decision making, where people are acting and moving towards and away from each other based on fear, based on scarcity, based on this idea of not enough. I have to fight for my territory and take a stand, otherwise I'm going to be pushed out. Yeah. That drives just a really lot of bad behavior in all kinds of organizations, whether you're talking about corporate, NGOs, governments. Really negative outcomes happen. On the positive side, what makes really great leadership behavior is when people are genuinely willing to let go of the need to know, the need to say, I know this and I have to have this, and engage with people on a human basis. You can lead from every chair. It is not about hierarchy. It is not about job title. It is not about position or your salary or the kind of car that you drive. None of those things have anything to do with leadership. Leadership is about who you are and the impact that you have on the people around you. And you can do that from any place. And when people understand that and are able to access that and get curious about it, that's when real leadership shows up and evolves, and amazing things can be created. My perspective on that is we are absolutely all born with leadership capability. It's in our nature. We spend a lot of our lives being untrained to be leaders. We spend a lot of our lives being told that we need to know something, think before you speak, know something for sure before you speak. And this isn't about being wild with your words, but it's about stepping into the things that you know in your heart, the things that you know in your soul, your values, your purpose, your vision, and moving towards those things. Yeah. Nature and nurture, it's both. We're born with the skills, but an analogy that I often give my clients is it's a little bit like we're all born with this teeny tiny muscle behind our ears, and we're all born with the ability to wiggle our ears, move our ears. But most of us, by the time we're about 4 or 5, will report, no, I can't do it. It's impossible. I don't have the ability. All that has happened is that muscle you were born with has atrophied because you've not used it. You've not set your intention. It's not been important for you to be able to wiggle your ears. It doesn't mean you can't. So leadership ability and capability is much like that. We all have it. We just don't spend enough time with it to grow it and train it. And so oftentimes that's then when my job as a leadership coach comes in to help people get back in touch with those muscles and give those muscles a workout. there's a really rich base of knowledge and experience of the people that are here, not only as speakers and panelists and everybody who's organized the conference, but also the attendees. There's a lot of wisdom in this community. I think at the moment, a really hot topic is women and money. You know, how to shift this money mindset and how to create more financial empowerment for women, to get women out of this space of asking for permission to earn a wage that they need to be able to plan for their retirement, asking for permission to close the gender pay gap. It's a big, complicated thing that is going to need a lot of time and energy, but I think there's a lot of wisdom that's here on how to at least start having those difficult conversations. And I love that.